Close your eyes, feel the sound. Brindle speaks the world unwound. Guiding light, the path is found. Brindle's vision, hear the call. Messages rise, they break the wall. Hope in the echoes, hope for
Welcome, everybody, to Brindle's Vision. I am Brindle Wolf. We're going to hear from the Shaman's Dream Oracle this week. And I'm going to slow things down for a moment. Deep quiet stands for meditation and stillness. You know, it doesn't escape me that while I was prepping the reading for this yesterday, that I put on an album in the background geared to help quiet the mind. Sometimes we just need the quiet in order to allow for wisdom to flow through. It doesn't always require that we stop what we're doing, but it does require that we recognize the pauses in our thinking. When we slow down the thinking, we can allow for the inner voices to come up. We can notice things that we hadn't before. Always in a rush to get things done, get somewhere, harried by not enough. Always thinking that someone or something won't be able to get along without you. If you weren't there to begin with, they'd get along just fine. Or not. But that doesn't always have to be your concern. Your body can only take so much before it starts to give out on you. So this is an invitation to enter into stillness and quiet so you can hear what it's trying to tell you. And it's usually more than just about what you've been ignoring already. You guys hear me talk about this all the time. When it comes to meditation, the whole purpose of it is to quiet the mind and find the wisdom in between the thoughts. So when you are feeling rushed and feeling harried by what's going on in life, stop for a moment. Just stop dead in your tracks. It interrupts the thought, and before the next one can come in, sometimes you find the answer that you're looking for. But sometimes you just don't see that. This time, we got Magician's Sword. You've seen this guy before, and this is confidence in your magic. Now, when I drew this card, the image of a talented swordsman comes to mind with this message. Imagine you're watching a fantasy movie, and you see the sword-bearing hero wave his or her sword in front and behind their body. Now, typically in those instances, it's to display ability in wielding the weapon. Now, what if you use that imagery to cut the cords that have been attached to you for too long? Toxic relationships, bad habits, difficult people, non-resident ideals that throw you out of alignment. All the things that are attached to you through your own agreement with them. What if you've outgrown them and don't need them anymore? Could that be a possibility as to why you question yourself so much? Why there is doubt in yourself and reduction in confidence? What if you were that sword-bearing person displaying your confidence in what you are capable of? What would that look like? You won't know as long as the strings are there from others dictating how things should be. Maybe they're watchers. Transpersonal. Now, this is a call to take a step back from what you're observing, not to get involved right now. And that's tough to do when all around us there's reasons for this not to feel like a good idea. So many invisible lassos in our hands and on our screens, large and small, sucking you in, getting your attention, altering your vibration and mood. Notice it? Notice the difference when you engage and when you don't? When you don't, The heartbeat is slower, mind is clearer, mood is lighter. Does this mean you aren't concerned? That you're complacent? No. It means you're withdrawing from being sucked into drama that doesn't belong to you. Should you fight when the time is right? Sure. But if you're already exhausted before battle, what good are you going to be? Now, interesting to hear this message amidst all the calls to action right now. Many thinking that by doing nothing that it is being allowed to happen. Wanting to have the reaction to make the changes in whatever capacity that means, and by whatever means necessary. Act when you feel called to, not someone else's expectation of it. On the surface, this seems like counterintuition at play, but only if you look at it on the surface. The sad part is that in reality, all of this is a symptom of being human. Get ready to laugh, my moderator. Dances on one foot. Balancing act. All right. How can a person receive more when living with the thought of, if I only had more? How does that thought help to balance everything that's juggled along the way to get there? And what is the answer to having more? Now, if that's a repetitive thought that goes through someone's mind, they will always find reasons to need more. Instead of realizing that they have what they need to actually achieve receiving more. There's people, see, this is where people get caught up and thrown off, especially if they're living actual scarcity at every turn. Don't have enough money for bills, yet told that they have everything they need. Right? Hard to find balance when that is the main focus. I don't have enough. And you may never have enough with that attitude. Find the balance within what you already have. That's the part that opens the doorways to actually receiving more, not the other way around. Why? Horned cactus. Resourcefulness. Just like a cactus that stores water to get through a drought, you have more than you actually realize. You always have, you always will. Again, a sentiment that angers, confounds, and puts people off because they focus a little too much on what they don't tangibly have in their hands at the moment they hear it. How is it that a cactus blooms without rain? It already had what it needed within. It has resilience that it holds sacred, knows what it needs, and makes sure that it uses the resources it has acquired. The thorns on the outside are like the boundaries that we can set, not barriers. Don't get those confused. They aren't the same. Where you're at in this moment is temporary. And hearing this, having the ability to hear this with human ears, see with eyes, means you're still as resilient as the cactus. I know that that's hard to believe, especially if you're living in actual scarcity. And you're in that juggling act of the previous card, where you feel like you're always balancing on one foot and one small nudge is going to push you over. Or will it? Or is that what you need? Is that what you need? Is to be pushed over so that you can realize that you have another foot to land on. Don't take my word for it. It's just the way it is. I do want to take a moment. I'm about to get a little emotional here. I just received word that a friend of mine is in process of taking last breath. So if you could say a prayer for her family, I would appreciate it. Send them good vibes because they're going to need it very shortly. So, and she was a dear friend of mine. Oh, back to the reading. Interesting that the timing of this. Empty well. Time to replenish. What if there is nothing left where you're at? Does that mean that your time on this earth is over, coming to a close? Maybe. But you don't know exactly when that moment is. But when the well is dry, When there is nothing left for you in the position you're in, it's time to move on and look for another well of opportunity. But it's such a comfortable place to be. I know it here. If the well is in drought, then chances are that you're far behind. You aren't far behind, sorry. Do what you want to continue to dry up with the situation you're in, or do you want to? Now, this isn't for everyone, obviously. Take only what is yours. If this particular message has nothing for you, then it's like an empty well not to listen to. And that's the point. Don't let it confuse and confound any forward movement towards the potential you're already en route to. And the last card of the day is Hollow Bone, and it stands for teachability. It's a call back to humility. Humans have this tendency to always need to be right. What if that's not always true? If you allow yourself to get angry because someone doesn't agree with your truth, that's not humility. That's the need to be right. The hollow bone refers to the eagle bone that's hollowed out for flutes. Nothing left inside except for the ability to blow wind through it and produce sound. It's a call to empty out your notions of what you believe is right and come back to the humility in the fullest. And I'll close the reading with these words from Colette about the card. Hollow Bone has come to caution you to believe only 50% of what others think and only 10% of what you think. Trust your experience, not what you have read in sacred books or holy texts. This will allow you to turn apparent danger into opportunity. Remember that you are an insignificant grain of sand in the grand scheme of life, and as important as the brightest sun. Truly. You are as important as you believe you are, and as insignificant as others believe you to be. Isn't that an interesting dichotomy to have to swallow? But the blessing is that throughout life, throughout whatever you're going through, you are in more control of what happens as a result than you realize, because you're a weaver.
Build up a wall, words that decide what takes root and what disappears. But once a phrase slips from your own careless lips, you surrender the reins to the poison it drips. You don't know who's waiting to catch every breath, twisting the meaning of what you just said. Folds in the shadows who fatten the cat, masking the trap with a gift and a laugh. From inside the wings they appear on the scene, an innocent soul or so they would seem. With a deadly precision they stop building tension. The web of suspicion grows when they mention incoming vengeance. And so vivid is vision. Soon they will it be for the naive believer. The fly in the trap now pray to the weaver. Now the glass shatters, the curtain is pulled, the jury is seated and cannot be fooled. You step through the mirror, the silver is cold, forced to stand silent as your secrets unfold. No room for defenses, no nights you can spend, just glaring reflections from the games you were in. We're reading the charges, the gavel comes down. The spellcaster finally relinquishes the crown. But the 12 in their chairs on who you should fear. Look to the one who holds true power here. With a deadly precision, they stop building tension. The web of suspicion grows when they mention incoming vengeance, and so vivid its vision. Too late will it be for the naive believer. A fly in the trap, now pray to the weaver. Moving the light, taking your part, better on the soul inside of each heart. All the spells that you cast would simply fade away, but every syllable has brought you to this day. There's no one to blame, no shadows to hide. Look into the mirror, step right inside. The sentence to be pain that you gave, eternity spent as a victim in this play. The web of suspicion rose with a simple mention, an incoming vengeance, and so vivid its vision. Too late will it be for the grandest deceiver, a fly in the trap, the glass swallows the weaver.
Beneath cathedral skies she stands, with sunlight pouring through her hands, a halo woven out of gold, a fire that will never grow old. She wakes the life in everything. When the shadows call her name, she answers with a brighter flame. candles flicker in the rain, yet still their glow remains unchanged. Through every storm and every scar, she shines just like the morning star. No blackened rose at her feet, only grace and mercy meet. The darkness tried to claim her soul, but love has made her spirit whole. When the world begins to see, she shines with eternity. Why run, children of the dawn? When the light is shining, every fear is gone. Why run, heaven's burning sun? The night keeps retreating, the light is overcome. No grave can hold the rising day, no darkness steals the light away. Where dawn keeps breaking bright and strong, the King of Light is leading. Why run, children of the dawn? Every chain is shattered, every shadow's gone. Why run, victory is won, love is overcome, and the light goes on and
Wow, what a set. We just had a set of originals opening up with The Weavers from Michael J. 8413. Or is it 8913? I always get that mixed up and confused. So you're going to see it both ways, wherever you find him, if I'm in charge. But The Weavers, wow. I told him that I wasn't going to listen to it until I played it on the show. Dude, whoa, that was deep. I know what inspired it, and that was deep. That was amazing. Yeah. And after that, we had White One from Rini P, and that was one of her originals. She sent that to me, and I listened to it, and I'm like, gonna play it on the show. And, I don't know if anybody else saw this, but the look of absolute satisfaction when you finish that song. Yeah, because that was so good. It's really good. I can't wait to hear the next one that you do. Speaking of, this is a perfect opportunity because coming up July 16th, that will be the 2-year anniversary of Rise Radio coming to life. And we are in the background cooking up some plans. And part of those plans, something that I want to do, is to have a special show that is originals only. So if you have an original, if you've written an original, sung an original, played instrument on an original, I want to play it for you. And I'm going to have a special show. That particular time slot will be announced later on. But July 16th, we're going to raise the Phoenix. And it's going to be an all-day event, starting with the core on Rise Awakenings. And possibly, hopefully, we're going to solidify this, ending with a special edition of Honky Tonk Heaven with Will that night. So be on the lookout for that and the schedule of events that's going to go on that day. And it's going to, the main focus of that is to keep the Phoenix going here on Rise. So it's a Funding Founders Day celebration coming up. All right, that being said, I want to reflect a little bit. You know, there's a certain event that has occurred in America that I'm not going to focus too much on directly, but it is my main point of metaphor tonight. Very large body of water that a very large amount was spent to alter it. And then, because plans weren't handled correctly or carefully enough, it didn't go the way that they had hoped. That's not the point. That's just the lead in. The point is that accountability wasn't taken. It was misdirected, misguided, deflected to distract. Does this sound familiar if you put it into a real life, close to home situation? Not what you see on social media or the news, where someone creates a problem and then gaslights other people as a result, stomping their feet, throwing temper tantrums, because you created the results when you didn't. Accountability is a weird thing. And many times, and far too often, people hold accountability that doesn't belong to them because they are gaslit to believe it. If that happens often enough, it becomes a reality and not something that needs to be held. Creates anger, creates drama that never needed to be. And then to slide back into the metaphor, what is it a distraction for? What should be paid attention to? What are they pointing away from? What's actually going on behind the scenes? Now, whether this is a governmental metaphor or a personal one, you know, you feel it in your bones. And that's what makes you angry, because you know it's a lie. But if you've been gaslit enough, it won't matter, because you'll fall into that reflection pool of lies and give in, acquiesce, and it'll happen again. Something to think about. Now, I said that I was going to do something that I haven't done in a while. No, I wasn't distracted enough by the news earlier. What we're going to do right now, I actually miss doing this on my, it was part of my favorite things to do when I was a TikTok live host. They would have to hit a certain number of likes. You guys just kind of get it because I want to do it. I called it a lightning intuitive round, where you can ask me in the chat any yes or no question and I will answer it. I'm going to start a timer When I start the timer, you can start dropping your questions, and I'll look away from the camera, and I'll watch the chat as the questions fall. Now, there is a delay, so you're going to be about 5 seconds behind, more than likely. And it's a bunch of random yes or no questions, please no medical or legal. But as soon as I hit the timer, which you'll be able to see me do, and I say go, start dropping your questions, and I will answer probably all of them before the chimes go off. Ready? Go. Waiting for the lag. Am I going to get ABA sorted soon? Yes. It's not going to be as easy as you hope, but yes. Am I still on the right path? Oh, you've been having fun on those skipping stones, but yeah. Well, Cassie never used the toilet like a normal human. Yes. Is it he who think it is? No. It is not. Come on, guys. Any question? Did Dorkfish lose his job? I'm hearing it's a definite maybe, but he's got some proving to do. Am I still on the right path with relationships? Ender Kittens wants to know. Am I still on the right path relationship? Yes. Will things get better? Not before they get worse, but yes. Is it worth it? Needs to happen. Yes. Still headed to my highest timeline, though? Always. I know you guys have more than that. Is Ken Boy stop stalking me? For the moment. Is my dad pissed and the one that told Mickey to move it? Huh? Sure. Yeah. Am I still on the right path for relationships? I'm hearing pause. Am I walking on my purpose? You're close. You're very close. Very close. Once you stop questioning yourself, yes. Oh, I forgot to mention about the commentary that'll come along with if it comes through. It gives other people a chance to type it in. Am I on the right path? I should be. Well, once you stop shoulding yourself, you'll get there. Just saying. Have I done the P word enough now? No. Yeah. Should you forget about him? Uh-huh. Yes, sweetness, you should forget about him. Will I figure out my purpose? Yes, the moment that you stop trying is when it's going to come through. But finding the patience, there's a P word for you. Finding patience will help with that. All right, we're under 2 minutes now, skipping stones in a good way. Yeah, there were some things that you needed to learn that you hadn't prior to. So yeah, the skipping stones were necessary, but comical at the same time once you look back at them. Will they stay in contact even when on their selves? Yes. Not as much as you'd like, but yes. Why am I hearing Cinder's response on purpose? I don't know. Is my person a cat person? No. Wow. that was a And I think it was that strong because if they say that they don't like cats, just turn around and walk away. Because no. Just mean, why is it hitting me so hard when it's for her? Because if the shoe fits, wear it. Does William be free soon? No. Will R go on vacation? Maybe. Maybe. Oh, this is lighting my heart up. I have missed this so much. 28 seconds. Should I allow Clara to go to Arizona for summers? Not yet. Not yet. Forget about M? Yeah. Ooh, and that was a full body. Yeah. Will I produce works of art soon? You already have. Keep going. Finish them. Time's up. All right. Cash got it in just in the nick of time. Will B feel better? Yes. All right. I may do that again more often in the future, especially on my regular Tuesdays over on the Brenda Lizer Twitch and Facebook group live stream. I may add that back into my weeklies because that was a lot of fun. Sorry, Sweetness, time is up. You're still laughing at the cat one, I bet. All right. I will take a couple requests for readings. Let's top it out at 6. All right. Nami, since you are experiencing some struggles, Spirit Guide, the World card. Or is this a different card? Okay. There is some internal trust that you are going to have to tap into to answer the questions that you are trying to get answered, not just with ABA, since that is a bias going into this reading, or with what you're going to figure out as far as childcare situations. You're going to have to get creative, think outside the box, use the discernment that lies within. Daughter of Air is confirming this. This is Page of Swords, because you have the capabilities, you have the knowledge, you have everything that you actually need, but the frustrations for the mill, you know who I'm talking about, are kind of clouding that for the moment. It's going to be difficult to figure out how to juggle everything that you have to juggle in order to get in what you need to get in. But you have the resilience, you have the capability, you have the creativity to do that. But Father of Earth, sometimes you feel like it's not in your hands, that it's in somebody else's hands, and you're constantly trying to take that from their hands, and they don't want to give it to you. Not always true, not always the case. Even though, yes, she's kind of a pain in the ass. You know who I'm talking about. But yeah, she frustrates the hell out of you. Yes, I know she does, because she's a PETA. She's a mill PETA. There you go. All right. Most mills are PETAs. All right, especially the ills, not the M's, just the ills. And anybody actually watching this, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, let me know in the comments, because I'll be impressed if you're watching a replay. But she's not taking everything from you by not being the support system that you were hoping for. There's another support system that you have yet to trip over. But once you do, you'll know what it is and be like, oh, that's exactly what I need. Okay. Oh, your M is too? Okay. All right. Not, I mean, your kid is going to say the same thing about you when she's grown, that my M is a PETA. My mill is a PETA too. Oh God. But which one is worse? Sheila. All right, Sheila. Starting you off with the Two of Swords in reverse. Okay. I hope you paid attention earlier when I was talking about the Magician's Sword, okay? Because if you look in the palm of the hand very closely, is a Magician's Sword. And it's pointing back at you, so that you can cut the ties, so that you can cut the cords that are attached. Now, the trick for you is being able to distinguish that you can cut the cords without cutting ties. And that's a very difficult thing, especially when you're in situations where you don't know if by cutting the ties or cutting the cords, you're going to cut the ties. You can stay in contact, but the boundaries that need to be set in order for this to happen, in order for you to move forward, need to be a little bit stronger. Not to the point that they are barriers preventing and creating new series of dramas that you don't want to have to deal with later down the road. But the Ace of Cups, am I going to begin? How do I begin? When do I begin? Can I do it? I don't know if I can, because back to childhood, Ace of Cups, this is the innocence beginning. Going back to before all of the um, micromanaging of your life, going back way before that, and finding that innocence again is going to be part of what is going to help you in figuring out what is next, because it is just waiting for you. You just have to take it. What it is, I don't have that answer. That's something that your internal wisdom is going to have to point you to if you give it permission to. But as long as you are feeling like you were tied to somebody else in a cord that you cannot cut, that's going to be a difficult process for you. Okay? All right. Now, Sweetness gets a live shuffle where everybody else is behind the scenes. I can do this. I don't have to wait and look things up. Oh, and something is, I'll find that later. Something was already flipped over inside. What do you want to tell Sweetness? Well, it looks like we're going to focus a little bit more in on that question you asked me during the lightning round. Girl, you like to have things buried. Like all of the problems and all of the things. It's just like, I'm just going to set these here and I'm going to compartmentalize and I'll deal with this later. Because I can't deal with it right now. I'm just going to deal with this later. How's that pressure cooker going? Is that right, why you've been having so many skipping stones of lessons where it's like, okay, well, this needs to come out, this needs to come out, this needs to come out, this needs to come out. I could go on. Doesn't everyone do that? Well, yeah, I mean, everyone has the capacity of doing that. Oh, good grief. Hello. All right. So, you asked me about whether or not you should forget about M. Okay. Yes. Okay. This is just more confirmation. Lovers reversed. This is not something that you need to hold on to. This is not something that you need to give energy to anymore, because you need to come back to the love of yourself in order for you to be able to move forward in the way that you want to, because there's so much that is still tied. I can imagine, I can visualize all of these cords that are in the back of you constantly pulling you backwards in your mind, in your heart. Because, oh, well, I still have this that I need to take care of, and I haven't let this go, and this and all of these. I know, but you want it. Trust me, girl, I want it too. Okay? I'm just saying. I want it too. But you need to enhance your own self-love. You've got the capacity to do it. Mother of Fire, Queen of Wands. But if you look at the expression on her face, she's very sidelined. And she's smirking a little bit, like she knows. She knows exactly what it is that she needs to do. But is it sarcasm? Is it complacency? Is it, like I'm reading in the chat, that really deep desire? What's holding you there? And in the Maggie Stiefvater deck, the Raven's Prophecy Tarot, she uses a pair of lips that is holding a rosebud that looks like a flame coming out of the mouth. So you have the words, you have the capacity to say what needs to be said, do what needs to be done in order for you to move forward. Because I know that there's a lot, you're tripping over yourself. So tripping over yourself, trying to figure out what it is that the next step is going to be. And holding on to what next. Oh, where did you sneak in? I didn't see this guy sneak in, because you got the Six of Wands in reversed. This is the anti-victory of the victory card, okay? So all of these things that continuously trip you up, like I was just saying, what next? Is it flipped up? This is the what next? God, when is it going to stop? When is it going to end? But it just keeps happening and keeps coming. The what next? Why? Because that's what you're expecting, is something else to fall apart. And the more that you expect that, the more you're going to be searching for it and not listening to the wisdom that's pushing you in the direction that your heart needs to go in. Not the shoulds, the desires, the wants, the needs, the hopes. Okay? Girl, I have missed your energy. I can feel you from here, and you are so much more of a light than you give yourself credit for, because you walked in and you lit up the room. You really did. Remember that. Okay? Because no one can fix you but you. All right, Karen. Oh, you remember the card that I was telling you about from the Raven's Prophecy? You know, the Queen of Wands? Okay, here you go. That, Ash, that's what it looks like, in case you needed to the visual reference. This is the actual card. But Karen, speak your truth and don't be afraid of it. Let the words come out of your mouth and don't be afraid of them. You don't have to question them. You don't have to question whether or not they're right. If they are not right, you can hold accountability for it. There's nothing wrong with that. And then you pulled back off. But when the mind starts to overthink and gets too involved with something that you've said or done, that's when it goes sour. That's when things start to happen, and the doubt comes pouring back in. You don't need that. You don't have to deal with that. And you also asked about, will they, and it's interesting that you asked that question and this card came up, because you asked me during the lightning round if they will call after they leave. Yes, but you don't have to carry them. It's not, once they leave, it is beyond your responsibilities to continue carrying them. It will be time for you to carry yourself, and remember the strength that you have within to carry yourself, but not have to worry so much about whether or not they'll be okay. Because what you've taught them, whether you see it or not, whether you believe it or not, what you have taught them is a resilience, resourcefulness, strength that they will get to use on their own when they leave. And then what you haven't been seeing, what you feel like you miss a lot of, the world, you'll have the opportunity more. Now, this plays into the beginning of the message as well as the middle. Because once you stop questioning yourself, the world won't seem so scary, if that makes sense. And there are other words that I'm needing to say, but your wisdom needs to pop up on that, on the underlying message of the world. If you need more clarity, look it up. Look up what the world in reverse also needs to tell you. That's lying underneath. Okay? All right, J.M. Cage, Mark. Grandfather reversed. Now this is interesting, because you're getting a very similar message to begin with that Karen got. There are inherent strengths that lie within you that have been dormant because of lack of confidence in yourself and your abilities and what you can do. And it's time to let them out, to stand tall in who you are and what you've been blessed with, and not be afraid of it at all. Because it's not something to be afraid of. It's something to cherish and hold on to very deeply. But far too long, Medicine Woman in reverse. For too long, that's been in question. And while trying to soften it and play it down and dumb it down, how's that working? How's that feel? It for me, when I have to dumb it down, play it down, hide, I start to get antsy because there's this internal push, internal power that every human being has. But when it gets pushed down enough, it starts to become a pressure cooker, and it can alter our mood. It can alter our outlook on life. So making sure that you're staying in that feminine flow, that the feminine softness of that energetic, staying in that river and letting it flow through and out will be of great assistance. And the Six of Water, Six of Cups reversed. Enjoying life, even with worries. And I know you have them, but enjoying life even more, cherishing it even more. And not worrying about things in the past. Oop, hit the mic. Not worrying about things in the past. They're done. They're gone. They have flowed out of the cups. Holding on to them. This is a nostalgia card. You don't need to. Don't need to. You don't need to ruminate on what's already come to pass. Negative thinking. Ten of Air. Ten of Swords. It's done. It's over with. Yeah. In the regular tarot, it's somebody lying prone with a series of swords in the back. Here, it's vultures eating the dead. Pick up on that metaphor. Throw the dead out. Throw it to the vultures. You don't have to own it anymore. If you don't want to. That's completely a choice. But if you want to stay there, that's fine. That's up to you. No judge. No judgment. I'll love you anyway. And so will he. Finally, Michelle. Girl. Plainly put, get outside more. Sun reversed. You were doing really good there for a little bit. You really were. You were getting out. You were enjoying the outdoors. You were getting some fresh air, getting some sun on your skin and absorbing that. Okay. All right. Good. But don't lose hope. Don't lose your life force in what you're experiencing. It's still here. It's still here. And I know that sun finally came out after 2 days here. It's always within. As long as you remember that. Ace of Air reversed. Wow. They really become sarcastic at this point when Ace of Air comes up sometimes. It's like, would you stop asking? We already answered. It's on its way. Once you're in alignment with it, you'll get it. But if you continue asking us, we're just going to give you reason not to get it any sooner. If that makes sense. The more that we ask, the more that we say that we're not ready for it. Ooh, I've never said that before. The more we ask, the more we say we're not ready for it. Sit on that one. Because the Four of Air came out on its side. Overthinking, not overthinking. Is it done? Is it not? Don't ruminate. Don't contemplate. Just go with. Feathers just float on the water. They don't sink. They go with the flow completely. You don't have to think about that. But if you do, you're going to be on that teeter-totter. Let the wisdom come up. Okay. Well, guys, I don't have a final card tonight. So that's where we're going to end the show today. I will be back tomorrow with Reverend Diane. We're going to finish up our conversation of Bully's Mask. It'll be part 2. Not sure exactly where it's going to go this week, but I know that we weren't done last week. So we're going to finish that up tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern, right back here on Rise Awakenings. And then tomorrow night after at 9 p.m. on Rise Radio on Zeno.fm will be Honky Tonk Heaven with Will Iomi. That'll be 9 p.m., just in case I didn't say that enough. Thursday morning, The Core returns at 11 a.m. on Rise Awakenings, and that will be the Oracle of Awakenings, myself, Michael J., and Rev D. And then Thursday afternoon at 5 p.m. will be Michael J.'s Defining Your Character on Rise Radio, Zeno.fm. And then Sunday at 4 p.m. will be, as I said in the beginning, Mystic Mist with Amanda at over on Rise Awakenings, Rise Radio. I started to trip myself up because I keep forgetting that I say the times when I say the show. Anyway, it's been such an enjoyable night. I'm so glad I did this instead of my usual on Tuesday. Next week, I'll be back on Monday at the regular time at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then next Tuesday, I will move back over to my Brindleiser Twitch only and on my Phoenix Path Facebook group at 6 p.m. for Readings and Chill with Brindle. So miss your face too, sweetness. Stop by again. I hope to see you more because you are such an amazing energy. And guys, one more time, don't forget, mark your calendars for July 16th. We're going to have a full day of shows, maybe a few pop-ups, not exactly certain, and originals show. That's going to be the biggest difference. And we're also going to have a raffle for anybody who actually decides that they want to support and donate. It will put you in a raffle for a reading with myself or Rev D. Hey, maybe we can talk Michael J into giving one too. Who knows? We'll see about that. But you have an amazing night. And please, love yourselves completely, fully, for the amazing human being that you are. Shine your light. I love you.